Hey team, as promised, I'm coming on tonight to wrap up our 5 steps to more productive months, and this one is really special because it's the season that I am in, and so we're going to be talking tonight all about failing and just failure in general and how to really fail forward in any part of our lives. We've all tasted failure in something, right? It doesn't have to be Beachbody. It could be failing as a wife. It could be failing as a student, failing as a mom, failing at something you really wanted. We've all had a taste of failure. And I've always been that person who likes to avoid failure at all costs. I don't like feeling it. It always carried shame and guilt and discouragement. And it was never a place for me that I enjoyed being in. And right now in my business, there's been this like bizarre definition of failure that has been paralyzing me. Not this week because I've been making some breakthroughs, which is why I'm here. But prior to this week, I just felt really stuck. I was talking to my dad on the phone. He's just my mentor, and I love just talking business stuff with him. And I was just like, I don't know what's happening, but I literally feel like I've come at this halt, this crashing halt. And I think it's because I need to reevaluate just everything. My definition of success, I need to just reevaluate the power of failure. If you've been following my blog, I said a pretty bold sentence 3 days ago, and it was that God intentionally guides people to failure. And this is what I'm learning. I feel like I'm being led through failure very purposefully. Seeing things shut in my face, seeing crickets, people ghosting me. This happens all the time. But recently, it's been like really intense, right? And I'm like, what is going on? I don't know. I'm not enjoying this learning process. But what it's been doing is it's shaping me. It's showing me the things that really matter to me. And are they things that should really matter to me? So follow me here. I've been so afraid of failure for so long. So afraid of failing at the things that I really care about, that now God is like, are you more afraid of failing at the things that you care about? Or are you afraid to succeed at the things that don't really matter? And it's not that the business doesn't matter, but approval from people doesn't matter. People pleasing doesn't matter. Numbers don't matter. How much money I make don't matter. I don't want to define success based on numbers and rank and paycheck and how many challenge packs have been sold, because those things are not long lasting. And if that's the only reason I'm here, I'm missing something that could be extraordinarily beautiful. If I keep looking over, it's because I took a bunch of notes for you guys because this is just a really deep topic on my heart. There's a new book for personal development that I'll be doing. Body Kindness is a very personal book for me. It's not a personal development from a business side. It's a Karen personal development. For my business, though, the book I'm going to be reading is called Failing Forward by John Maxwell. Ironic? No. I love John Maxwell, really respect his teaching, and it's all about how you fail forward and you can apply it to anything in life. And so I'm applying it to my business. And in this book so far, from what I've seen, he just teaches you how to look at every situation differently. Every successful coach, every successful person in the world has gone through failure, and they've welcomed failure as a friend. Every conversation that you have, my friends, my team, my sisters, every conversation you have, regardless of if they ghost you, if it's crickets, if whatever, if you left that conversation, you added value to their life, that is success. Regardless of what the outcome is, if we start to see that every conversation is a seed planted, it's someone that you just loved for a little bit today, it's someone that you cared about, it's someone that you shared something important with, that's success. That's success. It doesn't always have to mean a challenge pack has been sold. It doesn't always have to mean that a coach just signed up. It's a learning experience and a seed planted, and that is success. The time isn't going to be right for every person to jump in with you. It just isn't. And you have to remember that it's going to be on their terms. It has to be their season. This business is about other people. It's not about our agenda. So we have to be okay with being flexible and patient and compassionate and understanding that it's not going to be a best yes for everyone right now. Our role is to just add value. And that's where we start to feel that fulfillment and that joy in the business again. Your role is to do the basics, share with people daily unapologetically, and love and care about them. Be be proof the product works. Be consistent in sharing your journey every day. And I'm not saying share 1 week on, 1 week off. No, I'm saying sharing every day, every single day. Follow up with people. This week, I have sent out probably 30 invitations for body kindness, because they were people in my free group. I had 45 people in my body kindness free group for 7 days. All the invitations went out, and I have like a solid amount of crickets and a good amount of actual conversations. But here's what I do when people are ghosting me, because it's going to happen, is if I send an invitation out and they tell me they're really interested and they ask for information, I give them details after hearing their goals, and then I'm getting nothing. I'll check back in one time and say, hey, I just want to check back in with you. I know it's been a crazy week for everybody, so I just want to make sure that, I double check to see if you wanted to be a part of this and if you want to work together. If they still ghost me, I do one final follow-up. So they get 2 from me. The next one is 48 hours later, so I do 2 days in between every single one. The last one, though, says this: hey, friend. Usually it's their name. And I actually typed it out because it was something I just said recently to one of my ladies. I said, I want you to know that I support you and I will help you any way that I can. And just know that if the time right now isn't right, that's okay. Just please let me know where you're at and know that I'm here for you no matter where you decide to start. And that message is how I close it out. I just want them to know that I'm with them. I'm with them. I don't want them to feel guilty or ashamed that maybe they led me on unintentionally and really thought they could and suddenly they can't. I want them to feel comfortable to say, Karen, this is something I want to do. I'm so sorry that suddenly it can't work out right now. I don't want them to feel that shame, because then they'll never reach out to me again. So that final follow-up is just to be like, I love you, regardless of your answer. Just check in with me. Let me know where you are, and I'll do what I can to help you with however I can. And so that's when you make your business about other people. This is how you find joy, is you separate yourself from the outcome, and you don't see that conversation as a failure. That literally was sent out today, and I don't see that conversation as a failure. She's a friend. She's my sister, and she's struggling. I don't know what's going on because she's not responding to me. So I just need to leave her with this value that you matter, and wherever you're at is where you're at, and that's okay. That's okay. And so once you've realized it's about people, your joy will come back. I also found that I was working in extremes a lot. My business was starting to come into my personal life, into my time with my husband, into time with Luca, and it was starting to spread way too much, right? That's what I was starting to face. And this is where failure was bigger and lack of joy was present. It was not joyful, and it was just getting overwhelming. It was overwhelming. And so I had to start realizing what are my roles? Literally, this is why I think God made everything crash, because he was like, shut everything down. What are your roles? I'm a follower of the Lord. I'm a wife. I'm a mom. And I'm a business owner, right? In that order. And he was like, okay, we're going to cut back your hours, and you're not going to work 6 hours a day. You're going to work 2. And in those 2 hours of Beachbody work, you are going to be 100% present. You're going to be dedicated, focused, determined, diligent, and work from a list, and you're going to be 100% there. But Karen, once those hours are gone, you're going to be 100% present when you're playing with Luca. When he's up, he's going to have 100% of your attention, and you're going to play with him. You're going to have joy with him. And when your husband comes home, you're going to be 100% present when your husband comes home, and you're going to be there, and you're going to be present. You see, so this is what I'm learning right now. I'm not perfect at it yet. I'm still struggling through, but I'm getting better every day. Is I started to realize that it's not about working more. It was about doing less better. That's what it was about. And what does that have to do with failure? I felt like I was failing everything. My family, my husband, my business, you guys. I felt like, and it was because everything was leaking into everything. I wasn't focused in any part of my roles. And so I want you to look at your business, because I'm 2.5 years in. I have over 300 clients. I have all of you guys. And so figuring this out this far in is a lot harder. So where you are now, start to balance your business and balance your life. Set hours every day for your business. It doesn't have to be a ton. It could be 1 hour a day. It could be 2 like me. You could go above that if you want. But whatever it is, be consistent and be present in it. And you're going to find joy in it, I promise. Because when you're like, I've got 2 hours, man, and I've got to make it the best 2 hours that I can today and just add value to people wherever I can. Share, love them, serve them, add value, and whatever the outcome, it's their life. That's not my role. My role is to share, and that's it. And then the ball's in their court. I love what I do regardless of what they're going to say. That's not going to change my job. And so this is just that's what's been working for me, is starting to create this balance. And do you know something? The last week of applying that 2 hours a day, I have never been so productive in the business. I've been sending out invitations, it's been flowing a lot smoother. And it's because I don't have time to waste. I work from a list every Sunday. You guys see me post this all the time. I have a list of Facebook people, a list of Instagram people. I'm adding to the network every day because I can't dilly-dally anymore. And so now it's the most productive business hours. I have so much joy because I'm not procrastinating. I'm not letting fear guide me. I'm just being bold and trusting that God's going to take care of the rest. So here's what I want to leave you with. No amount of income in this business is going to determine your success. It's going to be your daily activities and how you feel as you're doing them. That's what's going to help determine your success. When you're adding value to other people and you're changing and you're growing and you're adding value to your life, you start to everything comes to life. It just comes to life in this business. And so as you're doing this and you're working from a list each day and you're setting a schedule and you're 100% present, you're going to start to find joy. Success is not the final destination either. It's not 15-star diamond means I'll be successful. Or if I'm a part of the millionaire club, I'm successful. No, if that's all you're running for, you're missing it. The success is right now in the journey. It's in the trenches. It's in the grunt of it. This is where you're going to grow and get better and change. And so don't miss the whole journey. Success and joy happens in the moment. And we have to learn to enjoy every single step of the way. We have to learn to enjoy the failure, enjoy the highs, and embrace the lows. And just be I can't wait for the next trial. What if we take on that attitude of, I can't wait for the next hurdle. I can't wait for the next cricket. I can't wait for the next person that ghosts me, because it's going to refine and shape my character as a leader, my character as a business owner. If I were to shut my business down every time somebody ghosted me, I'm not going to get anywhere. If I genuinely want to help people and make a difference in the world, I can't let the no's be seen as failures. I have to look at them totally differently. I have to just see them as, hey, that's your story. It's not your time. That's okay. I'm still here. This is really off topic, and this isn't a part of my notes, but just stay with me because it is important. If you have Netflix, I want you to watch The Hunt. I've been watching The Hunt with Luca. It's kind of intense and maybe a little bit traumatizing, but we're watching The Hunt. It's just a bunch of animals hunting each other. And I was watching the cheetah and I forget what it was hunting. But it said something it succeeds 1 out of 17 times. Some kind of crazy statistic. And I was really? Cheetahs are really fast. How are they failing that many times? But it was amazing because the narrator was every time it attacked, it got better. It was stealthier. It was smarter. Every single failure made it understand better. And it was the same with seals, who were the prey. Whenever the killer whale would come, because they were babies, they were they just didn't understand, so they would get eaten and die. But the more it kept happening, the smarter they got, and they knew how to get away. And what that brought to me, everything is spiritual to me. And so as I was watching this with Luca, I was oh my goodness, this is so true. Now, we're not hunters in the business, we're farmers, right? But the concept is the same. We're going to go through a lot of failures and a lot of misses until we get it, right? Until we get to link arms with that person who's been waiting for us. But we just had to get through all these no's to find the right person who's ready for that season. And so that's what I mean by I embrace failure now. I'm not afraid of it anymore. I'm okay with no's. I'm okay with ghosts, because I'm just going to keep doing me and own my part. Be faithful in my part. That's all I can do. And that's how I find joy. Once I take the pressure off of what people are going to say, I find joy because I'm faithful in what I've said I was going to do. And so that's what I want from you guys, is I want you to just believe in yourself and become friends with failure. It's going to happen a lot in this business. It never stops. But if we can change our attitude toward it, I think that that can change everything, truly, truly. So that's all I wanted to share with you. I just want to tell you where I am and what I'm learning and how I'm growing, and that I really do feel like I'm being intentionally led to failure, and I'm okay with it, and I'm happy to be here. And I will keep sharing with you as I go. But I'd love to hear your takeaways. What will you do differently in your business now moving forward? How will you embrace failure? How many times have you allowed failure to stop you from sending one more invite, to stop you from helping one more person, to stop you from dreaming again and daring again and defying the odds, being kind of like the cheetah and being like, you know what? That was like 10 failures. I got to eat. Like, I got to keep trying. Like, what will you do differently? I want you to remember this message when you're a year or 2 years or 3 years into this business, because it's going to come up a lot. There are going to be times you're facing just being like, I'm over it. And in that moment, is it fear of failure? Is it the frustration with failure that's making you question? Because I really think that, I don't know. I'm just really excited to read this book, Failing Forward by John Maxwell. I think that this is exactly the book I need for the season I'm in this business. Not because it's all been failure, but just because I think it's been the one area of my business and of my life that I tend to just avoid because I don't know how to grow in it. I just get paralyzed in it. So I hope this has blessed you. I'd love to hear your thoughts, and I'm always here if you ever need me.